Let's talk about Alrakis. This guy has got a lot of stuff going on. I think more traits than anybody else, so it's going to take a bit to get through this. But also one of my favorite characters. Just a lot of cool synergies and things to work on here, things to know about him. So let's go ahead and step through. You can see I've only got him to 2-star already. But, you know, I've got my team, my dragon flying team, only at 2-star, but they're performing really, really well. And so we'll kind of step through and talk about all the things here, or all the things that he's got going on. All right, starting off, silence immune, cannot be silenced. And just to kind of point out again, he gets to 3 rows of traits here, one into that 3rd row. I didn't find any other characters. I did a quick search through, and I don't have everyone 100% ascended, but he just has a massive number of traits. You haven't seen this. It doesn't even come close on most of the other characters. Born of Chaos, this hero has boosted chaos reduction. As you move to the upper end of the game, like further into the game, and the higher levels and things, chaos damage, chaos reduction become more important. Really helps out for Alrakis. He's kind of clearly got a lot of chaos-related either benefits or damage reduction, and that really helps out. Not alone, this hero gains 10% damage reduction for each other living ally. So presumably you can get to a 30% damage reduction on top of all your other damage reduction. It makes him much more survivable. Alright, going forward, magical takes less damage from non-physical attacks. Again, all of these things kind of add up over time to reduce his damage or add up together. Armored, taking less damage from physical attacks, so non-physical and physical taking a reduction. Damage reduction for other living allies. They stay alive. It's easier for him to stay alive. Flying, he takes less damage from melee. Again, all those things kind of adding up. Immune to poison, venom, wound, disease, lifesteal, and lifesteal is 25% of all damage dealt. Now this is not standard on Alrakis. This comes from his skin. It's one of the few ultimate skins I've been able to come across in the last couple months or bring into the account. You can get this from... Let's see if we can pop through real quick. From the Aether shop. I actually bought it during an event, but it is here as an ultimate skin. Most of these characters are not really, or many of them at least, are not kind of the meta. They're not at the level where you're going to see the highest level teams being used. Dagron maybe as an exception, but most of the rest of them aren't, but he is. Alrakis is used commonly on many of the highest level teams. So that skin was really helpful, especially, I would say maybe all of the things. There are some other synergies that make it so he's not going to get a lot of debuffs in general, but the 25% lifesteal is really helpful. Again, another way to keep him alive. Alright, Hardened Spirit takes less damage from AoE attacks. Again, you're just seeing like a list of these things where he's taking less damage. And that is countered a little bit by, he has, as kind of in a normal state, he has fairly low defense and fairly low health. And so if you can build those things up, you can make him a highly survivable character. But as it is, all of this damage reduction is offsetting that he's fairly squishy otherwise. So build up the health, build up the defense, make sure he can stick around. Mystical, Mystical 3, so this is the 3rd level of it, boosted damage versus tanks and slow targets. I talk about quite a bit, the slow team, Grandar, Thrax, Moroku, and they've got a lot of synergies for slow team members, and it's a very powerful team right now, so it's helpful to do a little extra damage to them. Tempered Soul, all allies gain 15% chaos reduction. Since this bonus doesn't go past 50% max, that's the case for quite a bit of, I think, damage reduction in general. It gets limited at that 50% mark. If you're going to try to stack up runes or something for damage reduction, there are maxes on that. But this is another helpful thing across the rest of your allies. Here, at least it's not related to flying allies or something. Any allies will do, but another benefit to help make the rest of your team more survivable. Alright, Protective Tendrils. After being hit by an attack, this hero has a 20% base chance to make a basic revenge attack and debuff the attacker with Corrupted from Within for 1 turn. Corrupted from Within, we'll read about a little bit here in a second. One of his abilities is very powerful and can reduce attack and some other features, some other things on that character. only a 20% chance, as opposed to slow characters. They get a 100% chance to revenge, but he also has this ability to put corrupted from within on that character. So not huge, but still helpful. All right. And at the end of the round, this hero makes a 30% ranged chaos attack on all enemies. Enemies who have the Doom debuff receive 50% more damage. This effect continues after the hero's death, as long as the corpse is still on the field. So I would say this works really well with Niveus, in that Niveus has end of the round damage, and Alrakis has end of the round damage, and you're going to end up, after you get through a couple rounds, so you're going to have Doom debuffs on the other team, and so they're going to do even more damage. Really, I guess, again, the way I think about this, if you can just keep the flying team alive, this Alrakis, Niveus, Agnon, and Lorelei, you're whittling down on the health on the other side of the other team every turn, just as long as they're alive, or even if they're dead, if their corpse is still there. But the longer you can keep them alive, you're going to get a lot of healing from Lorelei, and you're going to be doing a lot of damage. Just whittle them out, even if you didn't have your abilities. You're not like doing a ton of damage with your abilities. So if you can make this team very survivable, then you can just kind of win by attrition over time. All right, and then Blessing of the Seeker, you see that one every time. So I'm doing the best I can to increase health and defense here. You can see some of the things. You see we're on health here, so we've got health from a couple different runes, and his epic as well. And then defense similarly, just as much as I can put on. We've got quite a few runes that are contributing to his defense. Obviously it's very low to begin with, trying to make him as survivable as possible, because you still really don't want to be losing characters. Even if he gets that benefit or still does damage after he's dead, as long as his corpse is there, there are quite a few characters that remove corpses. It's just better if you can keep him alive, supporting the team and using his skills. Alright, looking at abilities. So 20% chance, or you've got basic range damage, and then this add-on is from the epic. The deal 1.3 times the damage and lifesteal for 20% of that damage. So you're getting lifesteal from his skin, if you can get the skin, and also a chance to do additional damage and lifesteal. Alright, and then starting off, Order from Chaos, you get to cleanse a target from the Doom debuff. Now it's not super common unless you're fighting another Alrakis or something, but you also have a heal. So his very first skill is primarily a heal, and then he does a ranged attack. And the ranged attack is some base damage, not particularly high for base damage, but the enemy gains Doom, and this debuff, this Doom debuff, prevents the target from recovering health or being resurrected for 3 turns. And what's really helpful is really just the most helpful from my perspective most of the time is the prevention of recovering health. So you want to take them out. There's a lot of things right now between runes and healing characters that can help the team heal back up. But as long as Alrakis has Doom on the characters, then they're not going to take any healing. Serenity's got a similar, not allowing any healing type of a skill, but this can be very helpful, and again works well with them reducing the health slowly over several turns. If Doom is in place and the characters aren't healing, then eventually they're going to die, and that's very helpful. That's the goal, right? Corruption from Within, ranged spirit attack on all enemies for relatively small base damage, and that's what you'll notice when you use it. Not doing a ton of damage. Initial target gains corrupted from within for 2 turns, lowering their attack and defense. So I use this somewhat. You're going to do some small amount of damage to everybody, but that damage can be enhanced in some ways because Niveus has that synergy where he will do attacks if another dragon attacks, or if it's a summons or something like that. So Niveus is going to follow up on some of this stuff and do additional attacks. I try to target this, if there's not a taunt or something, target on the character that you're most worried about doing a high amount of attack, because you're going to be lowering their attack fairly significantly, it seems. You're going to hit everybody, but you're also going to lower their attack, take away that threat. It says the affected and their allies take some chaos damage as well, and there's 50% chance or 15% chance to spread corrupted from within. So it really cripples the other team, kind of. if this can get spread around, he's got a chance to do it with his basic attack. He's got, he will be doing it from Order and Chaos. He will be spreading this from, no, this is for Doom, but he will be spreading Corrupted from Within from this skill with the same name, and that can really help to lower the damage, especially particularly worrisome high attack dealing characters. All right, and then finally we've got Draconic Anger. Ranged Spirit attack on all enemies for pretty reasonable damage. Enemies who have the Doom debuff receive additional damage. All enemies gain the Doom debuff, so that means they're not healing at all and they're taking additional damage from some of the other skills. I think that's the part that's most helpful, than not being able to heal. You get some of these back and forth matches. If they're not able to heal, that really helps out a lot. And you have to remember again with this one that you're going to have Niveus following up on some of the attacks. So anything that's doing, even though he's not directly doing a ton of damage, Alrakis with some of these, he's adding these debuffs, and Niveus is ending up doing quite a bit of damage with these. So very helpful. We kind of already talked about this, just gets added into the text on their basic attack, the effect in terms of chance to deal more damage and lifesteal, but you can also see the stat increases that we're getting here. Defense being the primary one, some attack and some max health, but try to make him, again, because this defense is going to stack on all of your rune defense. The more rune defense you put up on him, or rune-based additions to his defense, then this 16%, 18%, 20% is going to be multiplied out on all of that, and it can really make him much more survivable. Increase those lower initial stats to try to make him survivable turn to turn, because if you can keep him survivable between turns, Lorelei can do a massive amount of healing, and you're going to be good to go to have this very tough, very difficult to deal with team that will win over time. Alright, that's the big stuff for Alrakis. A lot of fun to play. Really enjoying that team, that flying team that we talked about, and I'll be talking about the other characters here before too long. Alright, thanks again for watching. Let me know in the comments if there are any things that I missed, any other questions or other synergies, and we'll talk about more characters soon.